Contains most brutal, most sadistic scene I have ever read. Truly even better than Reacher. With this particular entry in the series, LeDuc takes Sinclair O'Malley places that Reacher has gone, and beats him, and gives O'Malley a depth of character that Reacher will never obtain. And yes, it is via the said most brutal, most sadistic scene I have ever read. I've read some dark, twisted shit over the years, including books with on-screen child sexual abuse, rape, and other brutalities. Never have I encountered one book that had all of that, in a single scene asterisk. Truly the darkest, sickest, most twisted scene I have ever encountered across reading literally thousands of books across nearly every imaginable genre and niche out there. And yet LeDuc absolutely makes it work to further his character and finally more fully explain some of her own more brutal, direct, methods. Then there is the one scene in particular where O'Malley takes on one of my absolute favorite Reacher scenes in that entire franchise, and yes, I read them all until a book or two into the Andrew Child books, and LeDuc outdoes Lee in even that type of scene. The scene here is different than the Reacher scene, but to be clear, the scene I'm talking about in Reacher is the sniping competition Reacher has with the militia leader in Die Trying, where Reacher pulls off a particularly impressive feat. There's a lot going on in this book, and a lot, even beyond the scene above, that will be disturbing for some people, including some blatant on-screen racism deep in the book, from the bad guys. To be clear, but revealing some of this stuff gets deeper into spoiler territory than I feel is warranted in this review. I have no problems mentioning the types of stuff in the scene above, mostly because I understand how deeply traumatizing that stuff can be even in one scene, and because it is only in the one scene and doesn't really give away much else about the book. I also spoke in generalities that don't even fully give away that particular scene. The other things I'm alluding to here are far more central to the book, and thus even mentioning them would be too much spoiler. This may well be the best book in the series to date, and likely absolutely is. But there is also a lot of backstory here that you need to read at minimum book 4, Eastern Drift, to be prepared for, and really you should start at the beginning of this series and work your way to this book, if you haven't yet. Trust me, the reward will absolutely be worth it, and this book sets up the future of the series very nicely. Very much recommended.